think I work here.
Innocent anyone?
Vanessa, you dating Charles Barkley?
Oh, Mark. Charles is just a big teddy bear. Come on, Chucky.
I know I'm tripping. I am tripping.
We all know the voice. We all know that show. That was a time when people used to run home, sit around their televisions in the living room, turn the TV on, and you felt like you, your mom, your dad, your grandma, your auntie, your cousins from downstairs, and your uncle that ain't got no job in the basement. Everybody came around and watched television, and one of the favorite shows we used to watch because she was on it was Hangin' With Mr. Cooper. She is here. Welcome her to the Sway in the Morning Show, Holly Robinson Peete.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Well, I'm happy to be here. Very happy to be here. Y'all busted out the Charles Barkley episode of Hangin' With Mr. Cooper. That's first season.
Wow.
Yeah, we actually recently were in talks with Warner Brothers to try to reboot that show because, you know, the 90's reboots are back.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, we're not sure. We're going to think about it. But I talked to Mark Curry and Raven Simone and some other people, and they wanted to do it. So hopefully we will.
That would be amazing because
Yeah.
it's so true, Holly. You're seeing Martin. I don't know. I haven't seen the episode, but I just saw pictures of like Martin.
That's still in the works. That's not for sure yet.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to unbreak any news, but they're all talking to each other, which is the best part.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very close with Tisha, so they're all connecting, but I don't think they've actually agreed to do an actual show.
Okay.
But I hope so, because that would be so dope.
Well, Sister is coming back. I believe that's official.
Sister
I think,
is?
yeah, both Tia and Samara
I
confirmed
love that. I love that. And what else is coming back? I mean, they said
Roseanne.
Well,
Roseanne's
I think Living Single, I think, is going to try to
Really?
do a reboot.
Oh, I was a big fan of Living
Yeah.
Single. Not Pam. What was her name? I think her real name was
Khadijah?
Pam Alexander. She
No,
played
Erica Alexander, yeah.
Alexander. Her and Kim Fields, all of
Yeah,
them. Latifah. It was such a great show. Overton and all those guys. No, it would be good. And I mean, like I said, there was a time when we ran home to watch television.
Right.
So these shows are forever in our hearts, and you are as well. New show on Hallmark Channel, Meet The Peete. It premieres this Friday. We already have a caller calling in.
We do?
Yes, Holly. It's like I mentioned your name and the phone lines just started ringing.
right, good.
Lola, I'm taking your call first, even though Holly is here to join us to talk about her show and do Celebrity Wire. You're calling in from Canada, so I had to take your call. Say good morning to Holly.
Good morning, Holly. How are you?
Oh, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good. I just got hip to your show on the Hallmark Channel, and I wanted to tell you, you and your family are doing such an awesome job. You guys are so inspirational, and I just love your show. And I wanted to say hi and good morning.
I'm so glad you did. You know, not all docuseries and that genre has to be negative and conflict-driven.
Yeah.
Meet the Peetes is very positive. It's Hallmark Channel's very first family docuseries ever.
Wow.
So it's a big deal, and we're really excited to be doing it. I mean, our show is positive, aspirational, inspirational. We have a son with special needs.
Mm-hmm.
He's a young black man in this world, and we try to, build a team around him. He has a job. These are things that I think is cool to document, and to show other families. So we're really excited about it. And our first episode aired last Sunday, and the next one comes on this Sunday.
I was telling Holly, thank you, Lola, for your call. I was telling Holly, though, when she walked in before we could even introduce her to you guys on the air, how I've been a big fan as well. And I think that not knowing the full history of your family, even your dad who was Gordon on Sesame Street, it's like, come on. Like, that's just, seriously, that's just like a legacy in itself. I had no idea that's what the connection was. I only knew your father from the Cosby Show and the credits. And you were just saying that your dad grew up with Bill Cosby in Philadelphia.
He did. We're all from Philly. Bill and him, they all grew up together. And when my father finished doing Sesame Street, which he did for the first 5 or 6 years, he was a screenwriter. He went on to write for very many shows that some of you will remember. 8 is Enough, The Walton, Sanford and Son. Wow. And there weren't very many African-American writers on staff on sitcoms and drama shows. So it was a big deal. Mm-hmm. So later on, Bill's like, I'm going to do this show. I want you to be one of my head writers. And he was a writer and producer for all 8, I think it was 8 or 9 seasons of The Cosby Show. So that was great and a great legacy. And then, he unfortunately, right around that time, was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. Really early, like 48 years old, which is young onset Parkinson's. And it really took him down in the prime of his life, and Mr. Cosby kept him on, all the things we've heard about Bill, whatever. I have to say I'm always going to be grateful to him for giving my dad a job when it was hard for him to work at that time.
Wow.
Yeah.
And these are the stories that we need to hear. That's why I brought it up, because it's the side that we don't hear. These are things that we don't know. I think we live in a society now where everything is about headline.
Right.
And you get a piece of the story and you sort of run with it that we would have never known. So thank you for sharing that with us.
You're welcome.
Wow. Amazing. Well, phone lines are lit up, 888-742-3345. We're going to get to you, callers. DB, you have a question? Tracy, Celebrity Wire, and Mike Muse. It's a lot going on. Holly's here, y'all. Call us up, 888-742-3345.
Years. Acting. Spent 40 years advising people what to do about their careers. I need a break. But the one exception I do make is for Holly, because she's my girl.
You hearing it? That's the show. Meet the Peete. It premieres Friday, February 23rd, 10 p.m. Eastern, citizens, on the Hallmark Channel. Make sure you watch it.
Well, it actually premiered last Sunday night. It will re-air this Friday. No, you're right.
Okay.
It will re-air. That premiere will re-air this Friday night.
Okay.
And then the second episode will premiere or come on the following this Sunday coming. So we come on Sunday nights at 10, 9 Central.
I'm glad you cleared that up, because when
No.
Lola called, I'm like, how you saw it? But
that's good, because whoever missed the premiere last Sunday gets to watch it on Friday, and you get to watch a new episode on Sunday.
Okay, good. DB, you had a question?
Yeah, because we were talking about just your legacy and how long you've been in the business, the people you work with, and I was always curious because you start on 21 Jump Street also, pretty much in the height of all the TV cop shows and all that stuff. And Johnny Depp has an interesting way he got in the business, because he really didn't want to be an actor, and I heard that during the series people had to kind of keep him on track. And I was wondering, did he ever go to you for advice on just how to kind of fit in the business and work within that?
He never came to me for advice, but here's what I'll say about Johnny. Johnny, he did like acting. He had just come off being on a small part on Platoon, which is a famous movie, and like Nightmare on Elm Street Part
1, the first one,
or something. No, not even. I don't think he was on the original one.
He was on the original.
Oh,
He
I'm not going to doubt you. But he was struggling. He was a musician. He was struggling, and he took this job. He was a replacement. Another actor had gotten fired, and Johnny came up. We were all in Vancouver, British Columbia, which is where we shot this. I'm 21, fresh out of college. I was broke until I got this job, and here comes Johnny Depp, and I knew as soon as he walked in the room, I was like, people's energy.
Yeah.
I was like, this dude is going to be like a global superstar. And I'm not saying that in hindsight. I just knew it. It was fine the first couple years. He loved being up there. We had a great time. We were like the mod squad of Canada. We had a good old time. we were lighting it up. We were in our 20s and having fun. But that probably around the second or third season, he really wanted to just do movies. So he made it a little difficult for everyone else, certainly someone like me who was just happy to, be on TV, because there weren't very many African-American female actresses playing roles of cops on TV. And so it was a big deal. So he got a little itchy about being on television then. And then now, I ran into him recently, and I'm like, what is this accent? What? You're from Kentucky.
The British accent.
It's not British. It's like Transylvanian or something. I'm not sure where he's from
He's
now.
a pirate.
It's like Jack Sparrow is like
all of it. It's just So, but yeah, he's definitely a different guy now, but really tremendous talent.
Yeah. Tracy?
So I'm wondering, initially when you were speaking about your father and how Cosby helped him out a lot and he didn't have to do that, did you have like someone in the entertainment industry that did that for you? Because we've had like some actresses that have come up from Scandal and other shows, and they'll talk about how when they were pregnant, they were treated like really well, and they don't hear about that a lot in Hollywood. Did someone look out for you?
Yes. Well, the first person who looked out for me was my mom. That clip you guys ran, my mom, I talk about my dad a lot, but my mom was an OG. She drove us. They got divorced when I was little, and she drove us, my brother and I, cross country, and with just a school teacher's education, and decided she was going to be a talent manager with no skills or no background in the business. And her first client was LeVar Burton. He was about to be on Roots.
Really?
Okay, Kunta Kinte was about to come out. Okay, and she convinced him, I was maybe 10 or 11 at the time, she convinced him to be her first client. And she took them all the way through Star Trek, Reading Rainbow, and, they're still very friendly to this day. Wesley Snipes, Rosie Perez, Jada Pinkett Smith, Martin Sheen. These are all Powers Booth, Mariska Hargitay. My mom was bad. She was bad. Wow. She never toots her own horn. I'm trying to get her to write a book. But Dolores Robinson was one of the first African-American female. She was one of the first female personal managers in the business in LA. Very successful. She is now 81 and dating, so y'all pray for me. And she's on the show Meet the Peete. She's very funny, and she's 81, but she thinks she's 41.
Wait a minute. Wait, Holly, you got to back up, because we have women calling this show all the time who can't meet anybody, and they're 30.
21,
yeah,
right.
21, 30.
Oh my God.
81.
Listen, she's hot. She's cute. She still got it, So I'm like, okay, go ahead, Mom, do your thing. And then so she was the one I looked up to and really helped guide me through the business, so that when my turn came, because she was managing before I even got in the business, I was ready. I watched other actors make mistakes. I learned from their mistakes, and it was pretty cool. But the one person I want to shout out, because we were talking about it earlier, Living Single, is a woman named Yvette Lee Bowser. So she produced a show. She was one of the producers on Hangin' With Mr. Cooper, and she also produced a show for me called For Your Love that not that many people saw. But if you saw For Your Love, call in and tell me that you saw For Your Love. It was a great show about 3 couples in 3 different stages of love. And when I got that job, I was pregnant with twins. And she allowed me to go through my entire pregnancy, be on the show, nurse when that double nursing is no joke, y'all. Nurse when I had to nurse and all of that. So she was somebody that really helped me through. So shout out to Yvette Lee Bowser, who is now running Dear White People. She's the showrunner on that show.
Shout out to you, Yvette Lee Bowser. You're a friend of Sway in the Morning. Mike Muse.
Holly, I just want to applaud you for being such a tireless advocate for issues that you care about, and particularly Parkinson's disease and autism. And I got to be honest with you, I didn't know anything about autism until you began to really talk about it when RJ was little and he was young. And so I'm excited for this show, and I'm curious because we never really see autism from a teenage, millennial age. We always see it from an infancy stage. And just having you think, I'm thinking about that right now. Like, I've never seen how teenagers interact, who have autism. So what did you hope is the aims of your show? What do you hope to highlight for young adults who have autism that society may not be aware of?
Well, that is such a great question, and I really appreciate you bringing that up. Yeah, we have a Hollyrod Foundation. Check it out at hollyrod.org for Parkinson's and autism, my dad and my son. One of the reasons why we wanted to do Meet the Peetes is because we wanted to show a young man with autism how we rally around him as a team. We want to provide more awareness, and especially for a young African American man. The things that he's doing in his life are pretty amazing. We were told he would never do. He now has a job. He drives. When he drives, I get worried because he's a black man in America, and what happens if he gets pulled over? He's a different kind of guy. He's a little quirky. He he moves in jerky motions and things like that. So we want to show what that's like on Meet the Peetes. We talk about what it's like for RJ, who's never gone to a high school prom. We have a high school prom on Meet the Peetes on, I think it's episode 5 coming up. You got to watch it, where we come together with all these young men and young women with autism in their 19, 20. You're right. We see 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds. Yeah. And we'll see these guys getting together, and my son will ask a girl to dance for the first time in his life. And I'm back there just doing too much as a mom, trying to go ask her. He gave me this look like, if you don't back off me. But you'll see all that, and we've never seen these characters on TV before. We now have a show called The Good Doctor, where we see a smart man, becoming a doctor, and we see how smart they are and antisocial. But there's so many more aspects of autism and what families experience, and we're glad to be able to share that with other people.
That's great.
You have a lot of phone calls, Holly.
She does.
Yeah, it's so many phone calls. Let me start first with T Ping from Baltimore. Hey, T, how you doing?
T.
Hi, I'm fine. How are you? How's everyone?
Everybody's
Great,
good. Say good morning to Holly. She's here hanging out with us.
Good morning. Good morning, Holly. I met you briefly a long time ago because you were a keynote speaker at the Mocha Moms Conference in Atlanta.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. So I'm dating myself.
That's all right.
Because my children are now 25 and 19.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they grow, huh?
Yeah. So we really appreciate having you there. And really made the conference really great.
Mocha Moms is a great organization, really great. So thank you for having me.
Thank you, T-Pink, for your call. You're a citizen of Sway in the morning. We got Denise on the line from Minneapolis. Good morning, Denise. How you doing?
Good morning. How you doing,
We're
everybody?
doing good, Denise. Say good morning to Holly.
Hey, Denise.
Good morning, Melina.
She remembers For Your Love. That was my character on For Your Love. Yay.
I just wanted to say good morning, and I love what you're doing. I also have a son with autism who turned 15 yesterday. And
Happy birthday to your son.
Yes.
Thank you. And we came to the Mall of America when you were in town for the Super Bowl at the B. I shouted you out. I had a Pac-Man shirt. But
Oh, you did. I remember you at Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yep. But I'm just glad I got in. Good morning to the whole Good Morning show. But Holly Robinson Peete, we love you.
Yes.
My son watches. He's aware of his autism, and just seeing your son when he's modeling. We follow you. My sister and I follow you because both of our sons have autism.
Oh,
but
wow.
it's an inspiration. Yeah, we don't know if it's hereditary or what, but.
Well, just the fact that you have each other is really key. The fact that you have a sister you can walk through, you can share information with each other is really good. And you have sons that can be connected together. That's so important.
Thank you, Denise, for your call. We love you. Shout out to Minnesota. I hope it warmed up out there.
Ooh, it was so cold at Super Bowl.
Were
y'all at Super Bowl?
Yeah, broadcasting.
Woo.
It made no sense. Michelle on the line from Memphis. Good morning, Michelle. How you doing?
Hey, Michelle.
Good morning, Heather B.
Hey.
Tracy G. Hey. B. Sway in the morning team. Good
Yay. Good morning.
Good morning.
I just wanted to call and say I love Lisa Mel and Melina.
With the For Your Love, but okay, that's the reboot. That's the real reboot. That was a great show, and we were on we were on NBC for a minute. Then we got moved to another network, and I'm so glad people loved that show. That was a really, really good show.
Thank you, Michelle, for your call. You're a citizen of Sway in the morning. We got Maya on the line from Ohio. Good morning, Maya. How you doing?
Maya. Hey. Good morning, y'all. I'm so excited I was able to get on.
Yes.
I love me some Holly Robinson Peete.
Yes.
Hey, Maya.
You are one of my favorites. And I feel like you my big sister.
I am your big sister.
Thank you. Hey, I just feel like we've always grown up with you. I can remember you being pregnant with the twins and starting your family with Rodney. Like, it's unreal. I'm either old or time flies.
Well, if you're old, I'm old. So let's not be old. Let's just be experienced and wise. And we've seen a lot together. But, we've shared our story, publicly a lot. And that's one of the things, I don't mind doing, especially with this docuseries, is sharing and opening up. Because you see, it's especially with autism, when you let other people know, other families know what you're experiencing. If I were able to see a show with a young person with autism and that journey a family went through when RJ was diagnosed and we didn't have a whole lot of hope back then, I think it would have really helped me.
Helped you out a lot. Thank you, Maya, for your call. I hope this made your day today. You're a citizen of Sway in the morning. Jewel, you got to leave a voicemail. Ryan from Indiana has to leave a voicemail. Ryan's calling about For Your Love as well.
Wow.
Ben's from Oakland wants to know when you're going to drop a mixtape because you're such a great singer. Yeah, you got a lot of phone calls, Holly, so much. Citizens, make sure you watch the show this Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Holly, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you all.
Meet you, man. We big fans
and give
here.
Sway my best. Tell them our daughters go to school together.
Oh, wow.
NYU?
NYU. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Wow. You got to come back now.
Definitely
You definitely got to come back.
For sure.
Yeah. Shout out to your daughter as well. All right, Tracy G, really quickly, you want to have a positive story since Holly's here? We can't be ratchet.
Oh, you can be ratchet?
Okay.
I like ratchet too.
One ratchet, one positive.
Okay, cool. We'll balance it out. Well, one, I'll just say that Karrueche, she's been single for quite a long time. For better or for worse, a lot of people primarily know her for being Chris Brown's ex, but she has rightfully made her name known as an actress. She's starring in Claws, and now she is starring as Victor Cruz's girlfriend. They are together.
Who used to play for the Giants?
Exactly. She confirmed it. Yep. They were together at All-Star Weekend looking hella cute. And she did an interview with Ebony and she said that they're taking it slow, but yes, they are together.
I'm a big fan of Karrueche's and of course as a Giants fan. Eagles fan for you?
Yes.
Congratulations to your Eagles. Congratulations to your Eagles.
Thank you.
It's hard to say that as a Giants fan.
I know it is.
Too.
NFC love.
NFC love, yeah. But congratulations. I love Karrueche. Ever since we had a real chance to to sit down and talk to her when she came on the show. Go to On Demand Citizens and check that out. Great personality. Love her. So happy
Agreed.
for her.
Okay, I'll balance the scales. Here's the ratchet side.
Oh,
so
good.
since we're speaking about NBA All-Star Weekend, apparently Trey Songz is being accused of striking a woman in the face while he was partying. According to this woman, and her name has not been released, but according to this police report she filed, she was Trey Songz's date at a party. According to her side of things, he got very upset when she was talking to another man. They ended up in an argument, and allegedly he slapped her. She immediately went to the hospital. The injuries weren't serious, but they were enough for her to go get some type of treatment, and she immediately went to the police. So he hasn't said anything about it. There hasn't been any updates besides that, but I'll keep everyone posted.
And on that note, Tracy, what's your social media? Where can people reach you?
Twitter, Instagram, at It's Tracy G, ITS her ACYG.
Sometimes you got to pull out Holly.
Don't
You
let that
we don't know what happened until the police report comes out. Holly, where can people reach you on social media?
I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Holly R. Peete, Peete, lots of E's.
Thank you so much. Citizens, go to Instagram, since Holly mentioned Instagram as well.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shade 45.